Vincent Ivanhoe Martin, also known as Rhyging, was born on September 9th, 1924. He was a Jamaican criminal who became a legendary outlaw and folk hero, often regarded as the original rude boy. He became notorious in 1948 after escaping from prison, going on the run, and committing a string of robberies, murders, and attempted murders before he was gunned down by the police. In subsequent decades, his life became mythologized in Jamaican popular culture, culminating in the 1972 cult film The Harder They Come, in which he was portrayed by Jimmy Cliff.
Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me.
You didn't believe me? Didn't I tell you I was going to be famous one day?
Oh, yeah.
Send this one to the editor. Make sure him get it.
But you can't expect me not to publish a picture like this.
Tell me of the pie up in the sky.
Holy one.
Rhyging was born in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica. He turned to a life of violent crime in his teenage years after moving to Kingston. He was short and slim, with an effeminate voice. He compensated by building a reputation for extreme violence. He was first arrested at the age of 14 for wounding, in which he was sentenced to a birching. Further arrests for wounding and larceny followed, leading to a 6-month stint in jail. After this, he became part of a criminal gang and adopted a variety of pseudonyms, including Ivanhoe, Alan Ladd, and Captain Midnight. In 1946, he was arrested for robbery, beginning his career of self-dramatization by defending himself in court. This irritated the judge because he had long-winded and grandiose speeches. After a year in jail, he was released, but quickly committed another robbery, for which he was convicted and sentenced to a 5-year term. On the 30th of April 1948, he escaped from jail. What followed was a period of several months during which he eluded police, ending in an intense 6-week crime spree in West Kingston. Lurid reports about the spree appeared in the Daily Gleaner newspaper, which popularized his nickname, Rhyging.
See was not sending the police after him and shoot him off the bike.
You're a bad man.
Stay there.
What happened?
Rhyging's crime spree began when police attempted to capture him. After learning from an informer that he was at the Carib Hotel, several officers laid in wait for him there. Rhyging was in a room with a woman when the police burst in. He grabbed his gun and managed to shoot his way out, leaving one officer, a Detective Lewis, dead. 2 other men were wounded, policeman H.E. Earl and ex-sergeant Gallimore, a retired officer who was assisting. The killing of Lewis led the mayor of Kingston, Alexander Bustamante, to launch a major manhunt. Bustamante was a pallbearer at Lewis's funeral. So on September 12, 1948, the Jamaica Gleaner published a letter that Rhyging had allegedly sent their way. I'm going to be reading that letter to you right now. Sir, I have all kin of statement in your paper. I just seek to let the public know what has taken place. On the 31st of July, 1948, I went to the hotel. I reached there 9:20. At around 10, I saw a flashlight from the other room over the gablin. I called out, "Who is that?" And the answer was the sound of a gun. I called again. Another shot was fired. Still no answer. I then know what has happened. I decided to make a dash. I ran to the door with my pistol in my hand. I did not even have time to reach for my clothes. I looked outside. I heard the sound of another shot. I see the men mean to make the end of me tonight, but I intend to carry someone with me. At that time, I only had 5 shots with me. I can't say which hand, but I took them out of my pocket and put them away. I put myself outside. I was hit on my right shoulder. That did not make much. I made my way for the airway. Reaching there, I saw a lot of people. I just could not say if they were men or women. And then the Gleaner actually inserted something right here, and it says that some of the detectives that were present at the Carib Hotel had been dressed as women.
Rita, how me look?
Dainty. If I was a man, I would have dealt with you.
By all means necessary, right? The letter went on to give the details of the escape. The letter was judged to have been authentic, either written by Rhyging himself or by someone under his dictation, since it included details that were not made public. But though police followed up this and many other spurious letters, the situation settled into what the Gleaner of September 6 had called a war of attrition. The following day, he killed a woman named Lucille Tibby Young, the girlfriend of Eric Goldson, the man he believed had informed on him. He broke into her room and demanded she take him to Goldson. When she said she did not know where Goldson was, he shot her in the chest, killing her instantly. He then also shot the 2 other women who were in the room at the time, Estella Brown and Iris Bailey, wounding them.
I forgive you.
It's not none radio now except music. You soon hear a news flash about me later.
Where are you going to hide?
Hide? I'm not hiding.
Oh, it's you. Where's Jose?
What do you want him for?
I have something for him.
Give it to me. I will give it to him.
I have something for you too, you know.
My God. Look what me get myself into now.
I'll tell you what's grinding me in the bed, double-crossing me.
Jesus Christ. Mercy. No. 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 No, don't shoot.
Immediately after this, the police offered a £200 reward for the capture of Rhyging, dead or alive. Rhyging responded by writing an open letter to Detective Sergeant Scott, one of the detectives leading the search for him.
Hey, waiting in my car.
You can drive?
Yes.
Drive.
A few days later, Rhyging killed another man. His name was Jonathan Thomas. He was an associate of Rhyging. The story is, while Jonathan was walking along the street with his wife, Rhyging appeared and shot him. He then attempted to kill another man, Selvin Maxwell, but Maxwell managed to wrestle the gun from Rhyging's hand. Rhyging escaped after stealing Maxwell's car. He was also involved in robberies, possibly to fund a planned escape from Jamaica. He was suspected of robbing the White Horses Inn at Mary Brown's Corner, during which a security guard was tied up. He was also accused of robbing a store near Rousseau Road. The crime spree made Rhyging famous. During the spree, he sent taunting messages to the press and made a photograph of himself holding guns. Police circulated a description of Rhyging at the time, which stated that he was 5 foot 3 inches tall, but tended to wear shoes with high heels to improve his stature. He also had several front teeth missing in the upper jaw, but sometimes wore false teeth. He tended to wear polarized sunglasses and had a habit of looking backwards after every few steps and spitting after every few words he spoke. Yuck.
The gal said leaving today. What boat is he leaving on? You realize if you don't help me now, you can never trade again. You want me to come again? No, we're wasting time. Come, we'll get another boat.
Rhyging hid out with some friends for a while near his childhood home in St. Catherine, but police were informed of his whereabouts. He managed to flee to Lime Cay, but again, police were quickly tipped off. On the 9th of September 1948, they swooped on his hideout. He fought off police for an hour, but was killed when he attempted a breakout. He died at the age of 24 of gunshot wounds on the beach at Lime Cay. He had been shot 5 times in the head and several times all over his body. He may have been hiding at Lime Cay while waiting for a boat to take him to Cuba. Police at the time believed that he intended to board a boat which would take him out of the island or to some place on the southwestern coast of the island.
Prepare to assault! One man must come out. Who's the bad man? Who can draw? Come on out! One, who can draw? Send out one bad man! Draw!
Rhyging's body was held at the city mortuary before being buried in a pauper's grave. Large numbers of people came to see the body of the notorious criminal, including Eric Golson, who reportedly commented, "The race is not for the swift. Rhyging, you gone at last." End quote. In order to avoid large crowds gathering to see his burial, police stated that they were taking the body to Spanish Town. He was taken to Maypen Cemetery, where he was buried quickly without ceremony.